Hello, everybody. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis,
Well, collectible Chris.
and we're here to talk to you about part three. I believe this is our part three of the Mount Rushmore of baseball teams, starting with
The Giants, and then we'll talk about the Guardians or former Indians, the Seattle Mariners, the Florida Miami Marlins, and the New York Mets.
yes.
So, and we'll also, I'm also going to talk about my experience at the Mobtown Card Show that happened this past weekend, and we'll go from there. So, Dad, you want me to kick off or you want to kick off?
I'll kick off a name if we agree on it. Just put the statistics out there and talk a little bit.
Okay.
So, okay, I'll start off. I'm going to go with Giants. The first person I have is Willie Mays, the CAA kid. Probably one of the greatest center fielders in baseball history. Great player. Was on several All-Star teams, about as many as Hank Aaron. I believe 23 of them he was on.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the majority of his career was with the Giants, and he did have a couple of years with the Mets. But I'm sure my son here can give statistical categories to Willie.
So Mays, 301 batting average, 660 career home runs, 3,293 hits, a Hall of Famer, two-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 24-time All-Star, like you said, won the World Series in 54, 12-time Gold Glover, as well as a two-time All-Star MVP.
Yep. You want me to go ahead and go next?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going next guy I got is Juan Marichal. I don't know. We don't. Good old Dominican dandy. Great pitcher. Right-handed player for the San Francisco Giants. Very intimidating player. One of the few players I think we disagree on in the Giants Mount Rushmore. But yeah, I went Juan Marichal. That one. You went with someone other than Marichal. Who did you?
I put Barry Bonds first on my list. Career 295 batting average, 762 home runs, 2,935 hits, 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star. He did win the home run derby. 8-time Gold Glover, 12-time Silver Slugger, and a 2-time batting title. Of course, he's not in the Hall of Fame due to the controversy with steroids and all. I have him in my Mount Rushmore for the Giants because that was a part of his career, and he just shined as a Giant. And,
I mean, he was a Hall of Famer no matter what.
Yeah, he was a Hall of Famer before being on the Giants. It's just that steroid, and you can see the transition with steroids. But hands down, if Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for his impact, then Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire deserve the same respect. So,
yep. I'm gonna go with Buster Posey, number 3, the 3-time World Series champion, or 2.
3.
Yep. Rookie of the Year, MVP, I believe.
Yep. 1-time MVP.
Yep. Great player. The Buster Posey rule came in effect after his leg got broken severely on the play at the plate. One of my favorite catchers to watch, bar none. I'm a Posey fan, so there you go. But you can go ahead and go with
the statistics.
Yeah.
302 batting average, 158 home runs, 1,500 hits. Did win the MVP, did win Rookie of the Year, 7-time All-Star. Those 3 World Series were in a span of 5 years. Did win a Gold Glove, and he was also a 5-time Silver Slugger in the catching position. Just injury, unfortunately, cut his career short. Great player. Only lasted in the league 13 years. Really sad that a great career was cut short. Great locker room general for that Giants team. I mean, Bruce Bochy spoke highly of him every single time during games, press conferences, and all that. So, Buster deserves to be in the Mount Rushmore just because of how much he meant to the modern day Giants. So,
okay. Number 4, I went with Will Clark.
And I went with someone else.
Now, who did you go with on that?
I went with Willie McCovey.
Okay, yeah, both first basemen for the Giants. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong.
I'll do my stats on Willie. He was a 270 batting average, 521 home runs, 2,211 hits, Hall of Famer, MVP, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, and also a 1-time All-Star MVP.
In his Rookie of the Year, he played in the least amount of games.
Yes.
To win the Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
So I went with Will Clark, Will the Thrill, part of those 90s, late 80s, 90s Giants teams, along with Kevin Mitchell and Rick Sutcliffe, not Rick Sutcliffe, but Rick Russell. Great ball player. His hand-eye coordination, I think he had like a 10-20 vision and something like that, something weird, where he could see the ball, still see the laces all the way out of the pitcher's hand, which was incredible. Great hitter. I mean, basically in the same vein as a Tony Gwynn with just a little bit more power. But yeah, I went with Will the Thrill on that one. So not bad.
Not bad at all.
No, those are good. I don't think you can disagree with that.
No, definitely.
All right, we're gonna go Guardians next, or the Indians.
Guardians or Indians, yeah.
Number 1 for me, I went with Larry Doby, the second African American ball player signed after
Jackie.
Yeah, after Jackie Robinson. Sorry. With Cleveland Indians at that time. Very good player. Doby did a lot of good things. We got his statistics for him?
Because I have him at number 3. 288 batting average, 273 career home runs, 1,697 hits, Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, and as well as a 2-time World Series champion.
Yep. So you can't. I mean, very good. Was in the Negro Leagues too, with several other players. You want me to go ahead with the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Next one I got is Bob Feller. Had the most no-hitters until another man by Nolan Ryan came aboard. So let's say Bob Feller, just his pitching style is unique in itself, and the way he played. You got Bob Feller numbers there for me?
Yes, I do, and I have him number 4 on my Mount Rushmore. 266 wins to 162 losses, a 3.25 ERA, 2,591 strikeouts. He is a Hall of Famer. He did win the Triple Crown as a pitcher, 8-time All-Star, 1948 World Series winner. He did win the ERA title, and even with a great, as many games as he did, he also served 3 years in the military during World War II.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot of good men did. The next one, I know me and my young man don't agree with this one, but I put Sandy Alomar at catcher for those late 90 teams, early 90s and late 90s, when they were on that murderous tear with Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Kenny Lofton, Jim Thome. Alomar was a great catcher, I think. One of the best of his time. The only one I would think was better, but he didn't get to play on as many great teams, was probably Benito Santiago. Great catcher. But you look at Alomar, multiple All-Stars appearances, multiple, Gold Glover, just all in out smart catcher, very tall for a catcher too. But I think who do you?
I went with his teammate. I went with Manny Ramirez as part of my Indians Guardians Mount Rushmore. 312 batting average, 555 home runs, 2,574 hits, 12-time All-Star, a 2-time World Series winner, as well as a World Series MVP with the Boston Red Sox, 9-time Silver Slugger, as well as a owner of a batting title. So
yeah,
Manny also controversial along with steroids, but just one of those players that just had charisma and everything. Him and David were just a dangerous lineup to deal with in those 2000s. But man, he shined when he was drafted by the Indians, and he just kept on going forward.
Yep, definitely agree with that. And then I got number 4. I got Jim Tomey, and I know you have him.
I have number one. Yeah. A 276 batting average, 612 home runs, 2,318 career hits, a Hall of Famer, 5-time All-Star, as well as a Silver Slug. Also has a Silver Slugger. Just a dominant power hitter. Always did what he had to do in clutch.
The man was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Tomey, he was on several teams. If not the Guardians, you think of the Phillies, too, back then. He also was on the White Sox. Twins. So he played on several teams, but he was a good player. So I guess we're going to go to the city.
Oh, little fun fact.
Okay.
Since this happened this past week, Jim Tomey's cousin actually stopped by the shop asking for Jim Tomey cards for him to get signed, and he looked like Jim Tomey.
Did he really?
Yeah, because you know how Jim has that face complex of where it's like a little square.
Yeah.
His cousin had the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, and you know how the eyes, his eyes were just a little bit bigger too. Same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he have a picture with him and his cousin?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Because he's like a 5th cousin, and I'm like,
oh, he's separated by a couple years.
Yeah, and it's like, there ain't no way y'all are 5th cousins. Maybe 1st or 2nd, but dang, y'all look alike. So yeah,
That's cool.
Little fun fact.
That's cool. Go with the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off because I'm pretty sure that we
had a couple of disagreements.
Oh no, we have a lot. Oh, we got two. But I think number 1 was the same. Yeah.
Yep.
So number 1 for both of us, Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, greatest, one of the great pure athletes. First really when 5-tool was actually a thing. Griffey was labeled the first 5-tool player, correct?
Well, if you want to say first 5-tool for the draft and drafting, yeah, I would say Ken Griffey Jr. is probably the first.
Yeah,
because he did everything well. So yeah.
Yeah. So
before injuries, but yeah.
Yeah. 284 batting average, 630 career home runs, 2,781 career hits, Hall of Famer, MVP, 13-time All-Star, 3-time Home Run Derby champion, a 10-time Gold Glove winner, a 7-time Silver Slugger, and a 1-time All-Star MVP.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say anything. Griffey, that 95 year to save the Mariners in Seattle is just one of those things that, well, that whole team saved Seattle, but saved the Mariners. But the way Griffey and those guys played, that 95 team, basically my whole Mariners team would have been the core 4 of that. Well, I got the core 3 technically of that team, but the 4th thing come until later. But
yeah,
but
both my 3rd and 4th didn't come till later because I'll go ahead and say my number 2 because Dad has Nolan Ryan onto a list. So I'm gonna have this guy onto a list for me. Randy Johnson was just a first time you saw a exploding bird in a ball game.
Disintegrate in midair.
Seattle was where Randy really started to get the groove into things and actually shined to be the player that he is, the Hall of Famer that he is. So just the fact that he translated his because he strived to succeed, but he finally got molded to what he needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, coming from the Expos and that trade, yep. I'm going to go Edgar Martinez.
I cannot disagree with that. I
DH,
understand why. Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, one of the greatest DHs to play the baseball. I know everybody's going to say David Ortiz probably, but the award is actually not named after him. It's actually named after Edgar. This man was the glue to the Mariners of the 90s. Had some funny commercials back in the day, believe me.
Still has funny commercials.
But great hitter, 300 plus, could hit for power, could hit for average. Wasn't a great third baseman or first baseman. That's why he wasn't. He was a DH, and but the man could play. I mean, if he put a bat in his hand, he was going to do something. And he'll always remembered in Seattle for sure. Played for only one team. And I mean, you still see Edgar's place in Seattle in the stadium. So, but my number 3 is one of the worst trades the Yankees ever made. Is Jay Buhner. My number 3. I don't think you.
No, I didn't have him.
Who did you have?
My number 3 is your number 4.
Okay, we'll go that. Let me talk about Jay, and then you can talk about the number 4,
Okay.
and then we'll go there.
Okay.
My number 3 is Jay Buhner. He was on the Yankees. He got traded for basically nothing, and the Yankees actually hit themselves in the head a lot for trading him. One of the core 3 with Edgar and Griffey. Also, you can add the core 4 when you get the A-Rod. But Jay was just one of those bulldog guys. Had his hair, shaved off. Tough guy. Over 250 home runs. I think he made an all-star team. Not for sure off the top of my head, but he was one of those.
2-time.
2-time all-star. Okay, yeah. So he made some all-star appearances, not like Eric Karros, but yeah. But Jay Buhner was definitely one of those guys, So he did have some home runs hit, 250 plus. But yeah, I think our number 4 is my number 4, and your number 4 is Ichiro. Or number 3.
Yeah. You want me to go to my number 4?
And then we need to do the Ichiro stats. Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna go a little bit out of order since Ichiro we did agree with, but I'm gonna agree with. I'm gonna talk about a guy that I just loved watching pitch, and I actually watched his perfect game when I was 13 years old, and it was a great day. Felix Hernandez, 169 career wins to 136 losses, a 3.42 ERA, which is actually not bad considering that he was sluggish toward the end of his career, but he still has a good Hall of Fame numbers due to that. 2,524 career strikeouts. They went to Cy Young that year, the same year he did the perfect game. 6-time All-Star, as well as a 2-time ERA title winner with the Mariners. Just a dominant pitcher, great moving fastball, a killer slider, and when he needed to, he did a outstanding curveball when he had control. Just unbelievable pitcher with a simple, quick delivery. And a lot of pitchers during the 2010s just did not learn how to do that effectively like he did.
Yep. I definitely, yeah. Felix was one of those guys that definitely deserves to get some Hall of Fame credibility. He'll probably be on the Veterans Committee.
I agree.
Probably get in that way. But, he did play on some bad Mariners teams there for a minute too. So, but yeah, Ichiro definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Mariner players.
I mean, shoot, this guy did half a career in Japan and then the other half with the USA. Just became a Hall of Famer in Japan, baseball. I mean, you look at the splits, it's ridiculous. Ichiro, a 311 batting average, 117 career home runs, 3,089 hits, won the MVP. He won the Rookie of the Year, a 10-time All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glover, 3-time Silver Slugger, a 2-time batting title winner, All-Star MVP. A lot of people wanted Ichiro to do the home run derby just because of how well he would hit the ball during practice. He just never wanted to do it.
No, he could have been a home run hitter if he wanted to be.
And like, it would have been great just to see Ichiro do the home run derby just one time. It would have been amazing because I think they tried to do it. The last time was like 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like.
Yeah, he tried. They tried to talk him into it because of the way he would be in batting practice because he didn't make balls fly.
But like when it comes to like a pure Asian talent, like
he had him, Matsui. He had a lot of good Asian players in that 2000.
era. Yeah. It's just Ichiro really.
Oh, he was the
he's the standard.
Yeah.
He's the standard.
He's the standard.
And
until these other guys show.
And if Matsui just didn't get hurt, that he would have been just.
Yeah, but he had some good years too.
Yep. Now I think the Marlins we kind of went everywhere, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody on the Marlins.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and go through my Marlins list real quick, and then you'll go through yours. Okay.
Okay.
For my Mount Rushmore, I have Jeff Conine at first base. Was part of the early Marlins. Helped win the World Series against the Cleveland Indians, if I believe I'm right.
Yep.
Was part of a team with Gary Sheffield, Bobby Bonilla, Walt Weiss,
Mike Lowell.
Well, Lowell wasn't until the second.
No, second World Series. Yeah. My bad.
But yeah, Jeff Conine was like wasn't their big star, but he was like their.
He was the role player.
He was the common presence that he could play first base, he could play in the outfield, but you knew what you were getting with the veteran. Number 2 is John Charles Willis. Had a short career, very could hit. Had that weird windup, got the kick.
That high kick.
Yeah. Very good pitcher. Wish his career would have panned out without injuries. Injuries definitely took his career out, especially when he went to Detroit.
2-time All-Star.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And then we got Charles Johnson, the catcher, back in the early days of the Marlins. He was also on the team with Jeff Conine. Guy was a great catcher, could throw. Played for several other teams like the Dodgers later, the Rockies. But very cerebral in his stuff. And, of course, I don't need to say anything about the next guy, Pudge. And number 4, I mean, the signature moment of him with the Marlins is when they won the World Series, but also when he got ran over and was holding the ball in the air and holding it like this, going, you can't beat us. And Pudge just, off that World Series. So those are the guys I have for the top 4. I think your list is going to be a little bit better than mine on some occasions.
Well, I do have an active player, but he has not been with the Marlins since 2017. So
well, he'd probably be on the Mount Rushmore once he retires.
Yeah. Number 1, I got Miguel Cabrera. 306 batting average, 511 career home runs, 3,174 hits, 2-time MVP. Won the Triple Crown when he was with the Tigers. 12-time All-Star. He was a rookie, just a rookie, with that 2003 World Series win. 7-time Silver Slugger and a 4-time batting title winner. I mean, Miguel, even with Detroit, just a friendly presence. Always I treated everyone with respect. Just a world class player. Tremendous respect, tremendous talent. Just his last year with Detroit kind of hurt him a little bit. Number 2, I'm gonna go with his World Series teammate. I'm going with Mike Lowell. 279 batting average, 223 career home runs, 1,619 career hits, a 4-time All-Star, 2-time World Series winner, one with the Marlins and the other one with the Red Sox. He did win the Gold Glove with the Marlins, Silver Slugger as well, and he was also a World Series MVP. So, Mike, a very good, consistent bats. Didn't strike out as much when he was with the Marlins. Actually had a very good walk to strikeout ratio. A very calm presence, and actually changed the dilemma with that 03 World Series.
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
And since he's an active player, I wanted current stats. That's why I say look up the stats. Number 3, I got Giancarlo Stanton, and as of right now, he is at a 258 career batting average with 416 home runs. He is at 1,500 career hits.
Mm-hmm.
He is a MVP. Won that with the
Marlins.
I think he won that with the Marlins.
Yeah, he won it with the Marlins.
His last year before going to.
Yep.
Before going to New York. Won the MVP before going to New York. 5-time All-Star, and also won the Home Run Derby once in his career. I mean, even at the age that he is now, he's still hitting bombs, doing way better than he did last year already. Surpassed his home runs totals and his batting average, getting back into the groove. One of the most upright stances, and he does not bend his knees that much. And he's always kept the same batting stance since being in Miami. It's just a good, quick release stance, which I love to see from batters nowadays. And number 4 is a honorable mention, a career cut short due to a boating accident, and this young guy, a great freaking player. I had high hopes for this guy, and I was truly sad when I found out about his passing. I'm talking about Jose Fernandez. 38 wins, 17 losses in a 3-year span, a 2.58 ERA. He already had 589 strikeouts at this time. He won the Rookie of the Year back in 2014, and he was already a 2-time All-Star, and he was subjected to actually be Cy Young winner during the third season. But like I said, in 2016, unfortunately, he did pass away due to that boating accident. And I was also a D. Gordon fan. That Miami team was just talently structured, and I remember that first game after Fernandez died, Gordon hit that solo home run for his friend Fernandez. Great young kid. Like the whole ownership, even Derek Jeter said that he was the future of the franchise, and nothing could have been further from the truth. Christian Yelich keeps on talking about Fernandez in some of his interviews, always talking very highly of him. Him and current Brave Marcell Ozuna actually were prospects together, and even Marcell misses the guy. So like, it's just one of those things that you know a talent was good, and he just needed to show it off. And I mean, 2-time All-Star and that Rookie of the Year, and he was projected to be Cy Young. I mean, just load of talent.
Yep, completely agree. All right, we ready for the New York Metropolitan
And
Mets?
I think we were somewhat.
Yeah,
okay, 2 were good, and 2 we. Yeah. I don't disagree with yours. I could have went with number 4. It's just that.
No, I agree with you. I think we both did good on this one. So I'll go ahead and go with my number 1. Then you can go with yours.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to go with Tom, terrific Seaver. Don't need to really say anything else. At one time, he was the highest vote getter for the Hall of Fame until Griffey surpassed him with the 100% vote. Guy was a Mets legend, 300 career wins. Tom Seaver's just one of those guys. You just know he went from the Mets went to the Reds, and did just as good with the Reds too. Also played with the Red Sox in their year that they faced the Mets in the World Series. So with that Roger Clemens team. So yeah, I'm terrific. I think it would be good, but you got number 1 that's pretty good too.
Gotta go with the pizza, Mike Piazza. 308 career batting average, 427 home runs, which is the most home runs by a catcher. Even though it took him 12 years to be put in the dang Hall of Fame.
Well, that might be Josh Gibson might have passed him on home runs by a catcher, but
Josh Gibson.
Because they just put the
Yeah. Because they went in the New.
But I'm not for sure about that.
Okay.
So we'll say most catchers by the
stats before the newer stats were put in. But it still took him 12 or 14 years.
Yeah, it took him a while.
Right.
He should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Should have been third year max.
Yeah.
He should have been a first ballot riders.
Yep, I agree.
2,127 hits. Like I said, it took him forever to be a Hall of Famer. Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers. 12-time All-Star. 10-time Silver Slugger winner. And an All-Star MVP. Even with a year with the Padres, he still was hitting it well.
Plus, he's also one of the highest drafted or lowest drafted players to make it into the major leagues and make the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So he definitely
the Mr. Irrelevant of baseball.
Well, he wasn't the last pick, I don't think.
True, but
close.
he's still the Mr. Irrelevant of baseball.
Mine. Okay, so
Our number 2s and number 3s are kind of flip flopped.
Yep.
But
my number 2 is Dwight Gooden. Go ahead.
Dwight Gooden.
It's number 3 for him.
194 career wins, 112 losses, a 3.51 ERA. I don't know why I have hits right there. 2,293 strikeouts.
He did have some hits as a pitcher, though.
Yes.
He was a good hitter.
Did win the Cy Young. He won the Rookie of the Year with the Mets. He won the Triple Crown with the Mets. A 4-time All-Star. 2-time World Series winner. He did win the Silver Slugger as a pitcher. And he also won the ERA title the same year he won the Silver Slugger Award.
Yep.
So, I mean, dominant pitcher from watching highlights.
His fastball and his curveball looked exactly the same release.
Yeah.
That rubber band arm.
Yeah.
He was devastating. If kids don't do drugs, and this is the reason why, Dwight Gooden should be in the Hall of Fame.
Hands down.
Hands down. But certain things caused his career to tumble.
My number 2 and your number 3 should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he just got his number retired this weekend.
Yes.
So I think your number 2 and my number 3 are Darryl Strawberry.
Yep. So, and Darryl Strawberry, a .259 batting average. Yes, not that great, but still decent. 335 home runs, 1,401 hits. Won the Rookie of the Year as well. 8-time All-Star. Won the Home Run Derby. 3-time World Series winner. 2 with the Mets, 1 with the Yankees. And a 2-time Silver Slugger.
2 with the Yankees, 1 with the Mets.
Oh, 2 with the Yankees, 1 with the Mets. My bad.
Yep.
2-time Silver Slugger as well. The prettiest swing from the 80s and 90s.
Him and Griffey will always. Everybody will say Griffey, but I love Strawberry's swing. You knew when he did that little thing, when he did this little thing, and he had that
little high.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a Darryl Strawberry swing guy on that. Do I agree Griffey has a pretty swing? No doubt about it. But I love Darryl's. When I saw Darryl's, that's yeah. Plus a great guy, good guy to meet.
Oh yeah, very humble, very humble.
He's learned from his mistakes, definitely.
Yeah,
and he's made a better life for him and his family because of it. So it's good to see the Mets finally retire 2 numbers that needed to be retired. Agreed. That they're alive to see too.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. Oh, who was the other one?
Gooden's.
Oh, so they
Gooden's is here and Strawberries is here.
Okay, good.
So they got them right next to each other.
Awesome. And of course, our number 4s are different. Yeah. You just want me to go ahead and go with mine?
Yeah, go ahead and go with yours.
I said Carlos Beltran just because I mean, great Royal. Got drafted. Was a prospect with the Royals and came up with the Royals. Then the trade. He was traded, right?
Yeah.
Because the outfield was him, Jermaine Dye, and Johnny Damon, the fastest outfield known to freaking man.
Yeah, that outfield.
Yeah, you really could.
I would have loved to have seen that actually played. Yeah.
.279 batting average, 435 career home runs, 2,725 hits. Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Star. Won the World Series in 2017 with the Astros, his very last year of his career. 3-time Gold Glover as well as a 2-time Silver Slugger. He should already be in the Hall of Fame in my opinion since he was just now eligible. He should have been a first ballot just because of how much he did for the game, but that's just me.
He is paying kind of for the 2017 cheating.
Yeah,
but I hate to say this, people. All teams cheat some way or another. Just say this.
It just matters if you get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
I just asked Shohei's interpreter.
Yeah, exactly. My guy I went with is a guy that played third base for the recent Mets, David Wright. If his injuries would not have taken him out, I think he actually owns some of the offensive records because a lot of the offensive records for the Mets, would be surprised, are not very high because they don't keep a lot of their guys, or or something happens like injury or freak stuff. I mean, right now,
Alonso is projected to surpass him,
but he probably won't even be a Met after this year. I think he'll be traded by the trade deadline, actually, the way that team is run. But I think they're right. Class Act Captain America was his nickname. Played great third base. I mean, he had put some.
Stellar.
Then the injuries just got up to him. So, I mean, you just got to look at it. Some of these guys, are fan favorites, and some of these guys, would have had these careers. I mean, it's just sad to see. So, what we got next? We got we got the Nationals or the Expos. That should be a good one.
The Orioles.
The Orioles should be a good one.
The Padres.
The Padres should be a good one.
The Phillies. And the Pirates. And you're already seeing my list, aren't you?
I'm seeing the one that's number 4, which I agree with.
Oh, on the Phillies?
No, with the.
Oh, yeah.
You could almost put. I mean,
because his number split. I mean, he hit more home runs as a Giant, but
you look at what Bonds was though as a Pirate. He was the 30-30, 20-20 guy in that era.
Because here's the thing, I will put someone else at number 4. It's just that he's still active.
McCutchen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can actually throw in McCutchen now.
Well, I mean, there's other guys I could throw in. I mean, the guys you got there, I can't complain that you got them there. Those are all good players.
Yeah. I mean, there's also one other player, too. It's just that I despised him.
What's that?
Bay.
Oh, Jason Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could also even put LaRoche, but it's just that he had better numbers as a National than a Pirate.
Okay.
But that's just me.
So we got a good, interesting list. My son is now going to talk about the card show that he just participated in. He got some cool stuff. So go ahead and talk about that for a little bit.
All right. So a Mobtown card show and collectibles was just a very small show inside a high school gymnasium. So I just went in with an open mind. All I wanted was my table feedback and basically cover my gas or any food that I was eating. Luckily, down the road was a Whataburger, so I was happy. When we got there, me and my wife, we got our badges and we looked at the table and figured out that we actually needed an extra table. Luckily, someone canceled and we just paid an extra $50 to. Actually, it wasn't yours, Dad.
Oh, okay.
It was actually 2 people that actually canceled the day before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All
right. As soon as we walked into the gym, we were actually 3rd table down, which was awesome. And then presidential cards, Roger Carter was actually right beside me. And he kept on saying for the last month, "Hey, Chris, watch us be right beside each other." And we were. My wife brought a lot of inventory for her. I really didn't know she had that much. I mean, I knew she had that much. I just didn't know it was that much, But so, luckily we paid for that second table. That way she can have her own, and we did mine. The only bad thing about this whole day was that it rained all day long. Like, it was bad. But the vendors were really respectful, very honest. A lot of great interactions. The people that did come was amazing. Bought a few cards, did a little bit of wheeling dealing here and there, as well as the vendors. Sold one slab that I actually got back from PSA back on Friday. I sold my 2023 Chronicles Green Prism optic ticket Stroud. It came back at 10. And Josh, appreciate you with the sale, man. You basically covered all my fees with that one card. I sold it for $100. The picture will be on the Facebook page, as well as videos and everything of the show. But it was a great experience. Best card I got, I paid for me was a 2023 Illusions Rookie Idols Anthony Richardson and Peyton Manning relic. People were selling it for basically they had their prices, but they said $5 off of every purchase. So I got it for $25, which was actually a great deal. The steal. Can you actually get it, Dad?
Yeah, I get it.
The steal of the show actually was, in my opinion, this: the Chiefs' #1 round draft pick Xavier Worthy Pro Set Auto out of 40. Guy wanted 25 on it. He would not budge on his price, and I don't blame him. I flat out said that this guy is potentially going to be Rookie of the Year. I'm still standing by that. But just to get that autograph for 25, I think that's the steal. So,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
But Christy did amazing at the show. She had one guy literally asking card after card after card, and she had it. She walked after our table fee and gas and everything. She got out with $434. I got out with $165, which is fine. I already know what I'm gonna do next, but
Still made money.
yeah, I got that. I got a Goose Gossage authenticated autographed jersey. I got it for $65 because I actually got another autograph earlier. Paid full price on it, so they gave me a little bit of a deal. I would say it, but just in case Mom actually watches the show, I'm not gonna say what it is. But Dad and my sisters see it, and they're like,
"Yeah, it's good.
It's good." I did good. I'm a good son. I got a Mark Teixeira 03 Bat Relic, a Justin Jefferson Instant Illusions rookie relic. Josh, the same guy that bought my Stroudy, he gave me a Aaron Judge 35-year stamp out of 75 card for me, which was great. Thank you, Josh. I know I'm missing the card.
Freddie Freeman.
The guy that ran the show, Matthew. Matthew, again, you did a fabulous job. Your mom also doing all the advertisements and everything. We appreciate it. Got a Bowman Gold bordered Freddie Freeman rookie, which was awesome. Got my Corbin Carroll black border rookie from Josh as well. So thank you on that one as well, Josh. And I got one other card, but I'm not gonna talk about it since it's Christmas. And I really wanted to start my replica ring collection, so I actually bought 2. And thanks to the vendor, he actually hooked me up with the first 2 I wanted. I really just want to keep it in the plastic, but
You can show it and then put it back.
yeah. So the reason why I want to start this particular collection is because I want like the memorable teams winning a World Series. So I got a 2016 Cubs and Dad felt these earlier. These are beautiful ones. So I got the 2016 Cubs, and it's the Javier Baez, who was my favorite Cub at the time, and I still collect Baez. So it's actually the replica ring of Baez, which I was happy about, and I can actually wear this a little bit. It's a little bit loose, but yeah, I can actually wear both of these rings. Ah, dang it.
It's all right. We'll get it.
Yeah, and the other one is actually the most recent World Series, and of course I want it because I called it. Texas Rangers replica Seager, which I am extremely happy about. I just really like how they did the rings, and the guy had these very awesome. And did you see the Rangers and the Diamondbacks on the inside?
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that earlier.
Yeah, so I was
That's cool.
I was happy about that one, but I just went ahead and started on that. There were other cards that I wanted there, of course, but I couldn't spend all my money with the money I made. So, and I also have to use that money to get other things. So, I'm happy, and both my rings are actually in very nice ring boxes, and I got both of those for $50. So I was extremely happy with that. But even with it being a small show, if it didn't rain, me and Christy would have made a lot more money. especially since Christy was the only Pokemon vendor there. So, but I know what to do next time, and I know how to fix it. So, hopefully, I'll do better on the next show.
Yep. And you had a good experience. You had fun. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Just one more note. Today, NFL star of the Dallas Cowboys / San Francisco 49ers passed away on vacation with his family, Larry Allen, in Mexico.
I did not know that.
So,
Oh my God.
best wishes for his family, prayers, wishes, for this time. Not best wishes, but you know what I mean. It's never an easy thing to say about when someone dies. But all wishes and prayers go out to them. Wish them well. Larry Allen was a Hall of Famer, of course, played with those Dallas Cowboys and 49ers teams of the 90s. And very good person, player. So hopefully, but other than that, you got anything?
I'm good.
All right. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis.
Well, Collectible Chris.
And we'll be talking to you later. Bye.